Hi, and welcome to Wine Australia's video series, Reading Between the Vines. Throughout this series, you'll hear from grape growers and winemakers about their experience using AgTech. We'll hear stories about the cost-benefit, their engagement, and the outcomes engaging with technology to help them grow more sustainably and more profitably. So, let's jump right in. So we're here at Penleigh Estate down in South Australia's beautiful Coonawarra region, chatting with Hans Loader from Penleigh Estate. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good to see you again. And we're tackling today the issue of data and digital from a viticultural point of view. And what we're seeing in the AgTech environment is, a lot of the solutions that are out there these days are data generating and data consuming. And there's just an unprecedented quantum of data out there that people are having to manage and store and use and interpret themselves. And I was hoping you could probably just give us a bit of an overview of your Nuffield Scholarship Program.
The Nuffield encourages, there's an opportunity for Australian farmers to go out and see the best of what's going on around the planet in terms of their area of interest. And yeah, so I'm looking at data management. My project is Here Come the Robots, but what do we do with the data? So it is reflective of this thing that we are just developing, we're just creating data all around us. Devices, the robots themselves, which are just around the corner to be deployed in vineyards, will be generating a lot of data. My project's really focused on the aspect of management. On one hand, it's what's generating the data, be that an automatic system, automatic weather station, for example. And similarly, what are we doing with that data? What's the output? Is it something like a dashboard or a custom app that a grower might be using? But I sort of felt that there was this real gap in understanding or discussion around that bit in the middle, a really important piece of the puzzle being the data management. And I think it also has a large part to play in growers actually owning their data and being able to maximise the use that they're getting from multiple sets of data.
I guess just to take a step back too, what are we seeing in terms of what's the why behind an autonomous vehicle? I think the technology is now developed such that it's a proven technology in many respects, but why do we need to see autonomous vehicles inside a vineyard, in your opinion?
Yeah, so the one that most will think of automatically is labour saving. Coonawarra actually has always been progressive in the area of technology and automation for the fact that there are just so few people down here in the southeast to get a large amount of work done. Automatically many think it's about that labour component, but similarly it's about the ability to collect even more data or collect data.
What's a really good example of how you're using multiple data sets and multiple AgTech solutions to bring together a better understanding of what you're doing from a viticultural perspective?
I think it's really important what you say there in terms of the data sets as well, that there is an age component to some of this data. So I remember like 15 to 20 years ago we were talking about precision viticulture, and now the language has changed a lot more to AgTech and startup businesses providing solutions as well. Here at Penleigh Estate I've mapped out the vineyards using EM38 mapping as well as aerial imagery. As part of that aerial imagery we had Airborne Logic here as well doing their high resolution mapping. To give you an idea of that, traditional PCD 15 years ago might have been at 50 centimetre pixel resolution. Airborne Logic collecting that data now off a drone platform at say 5 centimetre resolution or thereabouts. Right. It can now be attributed to individual vines. So as long as there's a GPS component or a coordinate associated with whatever data we're collecting, I can now allocate that to an individual vine and I can start building up a history on a plant, for example, with a high degree of accuracy.
So it's got a lot of value over a long period of time too, because what you're recording now you can use even more so in the future, I guess, as you build a bigger catalogue of data. Well, Hans, it's been a pleasure chatting with you again today. Thanks so much for your insights. Really appreciate it, and all the best with the rest of your Nuffield too.
Thank you. Enjoy talking data anytime.
Thanks, mate. Take care.